The most unlucky fighters. You might even say they're cursed. You know that might be another video for another day. But today we're talking about the most unlucky fighters. You know, the fighters that in the turn of events they just caught the short end of the stick. You know what I mean? Like they're just unlucky, bro. Like that's all I gotta say. Now let's get into it. Flyweight. I think this is quite obvious, but if you guys know anything about Alex Perez, you know that this guy has like in the past like 3-4 years, he's had like 20 fights like booked. Like four of them happened, bro. I'm telling you, that's not realistic. That's not like the actual number, but bro, I'm telling you, over 50% of the time when he gets booked, someone pulls out, he pulls out, he gets injured, his opponent gets injured. He's absolutely cursed and unlucky. And on top of that, when he does fight, his first fight back from that big injury that he had, he fought Muhammad Makayev. Okay. He loses that fight, very close fight. Gets an easier matchup in Mateus Nicolau. He did take it on short notice though. And then right after that, he fights Tetsuo Taira. Like, are we kidding me? Very unlucky. Maybe I wouldn't even say unlucky. Maybe it's the UFC just doesn't like him. Maybe that's why. Because why are they giving him all these dangerous contenders? I'm pretty sure he was supposed to fight Joshua Van as well. And then he pulled out or something like that. Yeah, and then now he's gonna fight Charles Johnson, which if you know anything about Charles Johnson, he just, I wouldn't say recently, but like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, he did knock out Joshua Van. So technically, if we're going on like the MMA math, he is the champion of the flyweight division. So bam, he's fighting. He fought Tetsuro Taira, Muhammad Makayev, and now Josh, the champion of the flyweight division. But it's not even just because of that. It's because of the pullouts, bro. Because how are you so cursed where it's not even just him? It's not that he's so injury prone there where he pulls out every time like Paulo Costa or something like that. It's just like his opponent pulls out, something happens, a weight miss, whatever. He's not going to fight. That's it. He gets injured in his fights all the time as well, especially in that Tetsuro Taira fight. And yeah, bro, what can I say? He's just unlucky, bro. It's just unlucky. Like, that's all. Moving on. Next division, bantamweight. I had to go with Rob Font. Now, Rob Font. I did go with Rob Font, but there wasn't actually any like good option for this division. But I had to go with Rob Font just because I feel like the UFC has it out for him. Very unlucky. He is like 37, I'm pretty sure. The fact that he was supposed to fight Raul Rosas Jr. his last fight, right? But then, all right, Raul Rosas, he pulls out. They gave him someone better than Raul Rosas Jr. They gave him David Martinez. He's actually really good. Like, why are you, bro? Usually when someone pulls out, it's like, yo, all right, just, anybody just step in. You know what I mean? But they gave him someone better than Raul Rosas Jr. I was picking him to beat Raul Rosas. I'm gonna be real. Maybe not in their next fight because they are gonna fight soon. But that's just unlucky. They just give him like, I feel like they really have it out for him. They gave him Adrian Yanez when he was on a crazy run. They also gave him Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen, bro, he just absolutely just, I'm not gonna say dominated because there was barely anything happening in that fight. It was just a bunch of control time. But Rob Font had absolutely no chance. And then, bro, after that, maybe his easiest matchup was like Kyler Phillips, and that's a pretty hard matchup if you tell me. Yeah, I just feel like his opponents are just. And another one, I'm gonna be real, another one, Gene Matsumoto. I think that's how you say his name. Rob Font was supposed to fight someone else. He pulls out, then he's booked to fight Gene Matsumoto. That's another good fighter. Like, bro, they have it out for him. Even the short notice opponents, they're giving him good short notice opponents, bro. If I had to pick anyone from bantamweight, it was a hard one to pick. I had to go Rob Font just because of that. His opponents, bro. Moving on to the featherweight division, I had to go with Movsar Evloev. Now, I wouldn't say he's very. I don't even know if unlucky was the word I would use. Maybe I would say hated by the UFC. I don't listen. I wouldn't say a big fan, but I'm a fan of Movsar. His style. A lot of people give it slack. I think it's pretty entertaining, bro. He actually has power. A lot of people go like, yo, he has 0 knockdowns. Brother, he's rocking Arnold Allen. He rocked Dan Ige. Like, he's a pretty good on the feet and on the ground. But I would say he was definitely cursed because, let's be real, he should have gotten a title. He should have gotten a title shot after that Arnold Allen win in like 2024. brother. He should have gotten a title shot then. Um, doesn't get what? Wait, was it 2025? I don't remember, but he should have gotten one then. Ilya Taporia jumps in because Mavzar is boring, whatever. Um, then he fights Aljo, very competitive fight. Still doesn't get a title shot. All right. Then he's booked to fight Aaron Pico. He pulls out, gets injured, whatever. And then he hasn't fought really since. I feel like the UFC, I think it's more the UFC just doesn't want to see this guy succeed, if I'm being real. He's undefeated though. Like that's an easy market. An easy undefeated market. You know what I mean? Like not a lot of fighters are undefeated. But I just think it's unlucky, bro. He's just unlucky. Maybe it's not unlucky. Maybe it's not luck. Maybe it's forced, maybe it's intentional. But, and again, I'm going to say this as well. This guy's supposed to fight Bryce Mitchell, by the way. He's supposed to fight Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell pulls out. They put in Diego Lopez. They were really trying to see this guy lose. I know at the time, Diego Lopez, wasn't obviously, I'm pretty used coming off a loss. But we saw what happened in that fight. Very competitive. Mavzar did win that fight. But again, bro, that Bryce Mitchell fight would have been, in my opinion, a lot easier of a fight for Evloev if he didn't pull out, bro. I'm being real. So yeah, definitely very unlucky if I'm being real. Now moving on, lightweight. This one, I feel like you just have to agree with me on this one. Arman Tsarukyan, definitely one of the most unlucky fighters, brother. He pulled out of one fight in UFC 311, supposed to fight Islam. Very hyped up fight, very hyped up card. He did kind of ruin the card, but bro, he got injured. I know it was the day before the fight. It's kind of, I don't know how to feel about that. But brother, that was like a year and a half ago, bro. I mean, that was just like a year ago. That was a year ago. Could we like forgive and forget? If I'm being real, like, could we give this guy a title shot? Very unlucky. Pulls out against Islam, of course. No one's trying to fight him, right? I'm pretty sure he called out Gaethje. He was calling out Pimblett. He was calling out, who was calling out? Oliveira. Like, he was calling out everyone to fight him. No one's doing it. He fights Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker, he has balls of steel. Let's be real. Beats Dan Hooker. But then now it's like he's fighting and grappling. Like, it's like his fifth match in like a year. Brother, it's like his fifth match in a year. No title shot for him, I guess. Like, he's just not even in the UFC's plans. Like, you know what I mean? He's like literally got the short end of the stick. Was it just because of that one weight miss? I mean, that one injury or whatever? Was it just because of that? It makes me think, like, damn, maybe the UFC kind of planned it. I don't know. Dana White saying, oh, he's punching fans. Oh, he headbutted Hooker. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you absolutely kidding me? Because it's a fighting sport, bro. Like, if he punches me, hey, you know what I mean? I don't care. No, I do care, but like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's bro, the fighters fight. You know what? Obviously that's illegal, but like, bro, who cares, bro? I want to see the best fighters fight. So yeah, definitely Armand, very unlucky. Yeah, bro. In another timeline, he's already champ with another defense. With a title defense. Yeah, but moving on, welterweight. Welterweight. Had to go Bilal Muhammad. First of all, he had to fight like 15 times before he had to win like literally like 14 times before he even got a title shot, right? UFC, they did not want to see this guy being a champion. I get it a bit. It's crazy is because that Gilbert Burns fight, brother, he took it on short notice and they made it 5 rounds. Obviously, he's not going to be full paced and very aggressive through all 5 rounds because he took it on short notice. It was 5 rounds. Like, that's just not realistic. So the fans, right? They're like, yo, this guy is so boring, but it's okay. I feel in my mind, I'm like, all right, it's okay. At least he won, he took it on short notice. It was 5 rounds. What do you expect from him? You know what I mean? I think that it's a little bit unlucky. The fact that UFC made that 5 rounds, they're really trying to see him lose that Gilbert Burns fight. He fights, Leon. The first fight, he gets eye poked. Crazy unlucky. Literally, I think his eye almost had to I'm not too sure on this, but I think his eye was like cooked. Like, it was like almost cooked. All right, well, that happens. He beats Leon, becomes a champion. Great moment. But then his foot got injured to the point where he almost had to amputate it. I'm pretty sure that's true, that he almost had to amputate his foot. And if that is true, brother, can we give this guy, like, can we not give him some slack? And then his first fight back, which I'm not gonna lie, he was supposed to fight in December. He fought in, I think, May the next year. So that's not even like a long layoff for an injury that's honestly not long at all. They were trying to make, bro, they were literally trying to strip him of his belt because of that. Oh my God. He fights JDM his first fight back. I think that was a winnable fight for him, but he just, the takedowns just weren't there, I guess. So yeah, I would say he's definitely unlucky with the eye poke and the matchup that he was getting and the injuries. So yeah, what can I say? Remember the name, Bilal Muhammad, bro. Then they gave him Ian Gary after that, bro. I didn't even talk about it. They gave him Ian Gary after that. All right, whatever. They're just giving him every just good fighter, huh? Moving on, middleweight. Had to go with the champ, Hamza. I wouldn't say he's very unlucky, but with anyone in this division, he was definitely the best choice just because, first of all, this guy was supposed to fight for the belt like 3 years ago. The fact that it took him this long really tells you how unlucky he really was. Like he beat Gilbert Burns, amazing fight of the year. That's a number one contender fight right there. He was supposed to fight Usman after that, or like the winner of Leon Usman. You know what I mean? They gave him Nate Diaz. He misses weight, whatever. I don't know what happened on that. Some say it might be scripted that he missed weight, and the Nate Diaz kind of makes you think, but misses weight, whatever. The UFC literally forces him to move up a weight class, which is okay. He missed weight by like 10 pounds. I get it. And then they give him Paulo Costa his first fight. Can we not even give him? Can we not give him a number one contender fight? Brother, he was supposed to fight with the welterweight. Middleweight wasn't like extremely stacked at the time either. They gave him Paulo Costa. What's that about? Then they gave him Robert Whittaker. I mean, Paulo Costa pulls out. Kamaru Usman jumps in. Like, are you kidding me? See how unlucky that is? Kamaru Usman from I guess the weight class under, but like Hamza, that was his first fight out middleweight as well. You know what I mean? And then he has to fight Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker was coming off a crazy knockout against Ikram Aliskerov. Obviously, he beats Robert Whittaker, and then the Dricus fight. So yeah, I would say he's doing what the most unlucky thing about him is definitely the injuries or like the sickness, his immune system. That's just unlucky, bro. Unlucky, man. He pulled out like once, or like, no, he pulled out a couple of times, and it's like the UFC fans literally hated his guts, which, I mean, he literally showed us pictures of him. Like, his face was literally swelling. Like, I don't understand that. But yeah, moving on, light heavyweight. This one, Jamal Hill. You guys know I'm a big Jamal Hill fan. I was a really big fan when he won the title. I still am, but he's very unlikely. Let's be real. The fact that this guy, he injured his ACL playing basketball, Bilal Muhammad in DC, right? He relinquishes his belt like a goat, like a man. His first fight back was against Alex Pereira for the belt. Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? The fact that, if you guys remember, UFC 300, they were scrambling to find a main event. They were genuinely scrambling to find a main event. They did. They called up, Jamal Hill, Alex Pereira. They were down. But if you're coming off a injury, bro, I feel like that camp back has to be a little longer so you can, get used to, being back at your, like being used to it. You know what I mean? Kind of short notice. UFC 300 gets knocked out, whatever. He has to fight Yuri Prohaska on a 6-month camp. Yuri Prohaska was on a 6-month camp. If you know anything about Yuri Prohaska, when he loses, he levels up like tenfold. That's what happens. He fights Yuri Prohaska, obviously gets knocked out, and then he fights Khalil Roundtree Jr., which, if you guys know anything about Khalil, the leg kicks, that's like his moneymaker. And Jamal Hill obviously I don't know, but like, he did injure his ACL. So that leg kick was a big factor, especially in that fight. I would say he's very unlucky. He definitely is. Like, he definitely is. Now, would I say that he kind of did it himself? Maybe a little. That Yuri fight, that's a tough fight to accept, bro. That's a tough fight. Like, I don't know if I'm accepting that. But Jamal Hill, heal up, be back. And, bro, the title run's coming, bro. I'm telling y'all. Bro, Jamal Hill, when he spams head kicks, that's the champion I need. That's the fighter I need. But moving on, heavyweight. Tom Aspinall. Is Tom Aspinall one of the most unluckiest fighters in the UFC, bro? He definitely has to be, right? Obviously, the whole thing with John Jones, the year and a half hiatus. Oh my god, this is pissing me off even thinking about it. Tom Aspinall literally was begging for that fight, and they did Stipe Miocic versus John Jones. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. And then obviously his first fight back against Jurgan, he's preparing months ahead. He's excited. In the fight, it was a competitive fight. Then he gets double eye poked, bro. Double eye poke. It's not even just one. He gets double eye poke, literally can't see. And then now the fans hate him for some reason. Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? Like, it's just like unlucky to the point where it's just like, I feel bad, bro. I feel bad. And then if we go back, sometimes a couple years ago, the fight against Curtis Blades, their first fight, hit a leg kick, injures his foot. Like, brother, are you kidding me? Leg kick absolutely tears his knee. I don't even know what the injury specifically was, but very unlucky fighter. Let's be real. Very unlucky, bro. Very unlucky fighters. Now, that's the end of the video. So, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, we're coming for it all. Let's be real. I'm getting every single platform. Every single platform's in my hands. But with that being said, subscribe, like, follow all the socials, join my Discord. I might use that soon, but I need people in it first. You know what I mean? Like, I need some people in it. With that being said, I'm out of here. Bye bye.